Jim, how painful is that?
Yeah, look, the boys are absolutely gutted in there, as you would imagine. I thought we'd done enough to win the game. I thought over the whole 90 minutes we were the better team, particularly in the opening 45. I thought we dominated, the majority of it. Played a lot of the game in Ross County's half. They did counter-attack on us on a couple of occasions, which is what you would expect against Premier League opposition, but they never really troubled us. And the disappointing thing, I suppose, at half-time was that we weren't able to capitalise on the dominance that we had. With that said, the second half became a little bit scrappy, and it became a little bit more of a dogfight. There wasn't a great deal between the two teams in the second half, and when we get the goal as late on as what we did, I thought it was enough. I felt that we coped with everything that Ross County had thrown at us up to that period. I thought Anthony Stewart and Liam Scales were excellent against a really difficult opponent in Jordan White, and as I said, Kelroos was not troubled at all throughout the course of the 90 minutes, but unfortunately we weren't able to get over the line, and that last half a minute has killed us, and it's extremely frustrating because we had a couple of opportunities to clear our lines. Unfortunately, one of the boys is I think he's missed the ball trying to clear it, which is an honest mistake, and then Jaden Richardson, unfortunately, he's in actually a good position. He goes to push off and his right foot gives way, he slips and he can't get there and make the block. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's a cruel game sometimes, but we just have to lick our wounds and react in the appropriate manner for what's going to be a massive game now next Saturday.
When you score so late, it does feel like a defeat, doesn't it? It does feel really painful, and it was a fantastic goal as well. Duke started it on the halfway line, and it was some finish.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people will talk about the finish, but the actual build-up to the goal was brilliant from Duke as well. It was a great counter-attack. I think we had a 3v2 situation on the halfway line. Duke does great to take the ball in and turn and feed it out to the wide left area, and then he's got that desire and that hunger to go and get in the box and get between the sticks, and it was brilliant. It flicked up nicely for him. It was an incredible finish, and one worthy of winning any match really. And the celebrations there behind the goal, it was great to see. We were all extremely excited here in the dugout as well. We thought we'd done enough. We felt that would have been enough because of how tight the game was. One goal looked at the time as if that would be enough to get the job done, but unfortunately we weren't able to see it out, and that's the bottom line.
And is that part of the learning curve to be able to see out a game when you score so late on, to actually make sure that you get all three rather than 1 point? Yeah,
look, if we win the game 1-0, I think everybody's talking about how well we played, because I did think we played well for large spells. I thought we were, I thought Ross County carried a threat, with the long balls and the long throws, but I think we had 13 or 14 corners in that game, large periods of possession. We were quite comfortable, I felt. Probably the only criticism is we didn't work Laidlaw in the Ross County goal enough for all the possession that we had, but I was quite relaxed on the day because I thought the players were playing well. Unfortunately, now the late goal puts a real negative and a dampener on the whole game when there are plenty of positives there. Individual performances and collectively as a unit, I thought we looked strong, we looked solid, but we just couldn't see it out. And it's a bitter pill to swallow. But while we're here as well and we're talking about it, I have to give huge credit to the travelling support. I was adding up the numbers there during the week. The last 6 away games, I think we've nearly had 10,000 Aberdeen fans travel on the road with us. Sold out pretty much every allocation that any opposition team has given us, and the players that haven't experienced that before, the new guys that have been at the club, they couldn't quite believe that there was over 2,000 Aberdeen fans here. It felt like a home game. The atmosphere was brilliant before it. When we scored the goal, the jubilation, it was just great to see, and I'm really disappointed for them more than anything because down to Annan on Tuesday night, Dingwall on Saturday. They deserved us to get 3 points today, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that for them.
Thankfully, the disappointment of today spills into what is an exciting week building up to a massive match at Pittodrie next weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I try not to overanalyse games straight after because there's a lot of emotion involved, and I think you'll probably tell from the tone of my voice that I am a little bit down at the moment, but I do know when I reflect on it tomorrow morning and I watch the game back, I do know there'll be lots of positive performances in there, and collectively we looked a good team today, I thought, for large periods of it. As I said, there are plenty of positives to take, and we have moved up a place in the table, albeit on goal difference. It would have been nice to get a 2-point cushion on Hearts and move a little bit closer to Rangers. But it makes next Saturday all the more exciting, because we can close the gap on Rangers, and that's what we aim to do.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay, thanks, Rob.